Hey, what's up? So I just wanted to share this demo. I have a few notes just to share some quick thoughts on it. I played this demo last night. This just came out of early access and is now officially launched. It's called Carbox. I probably just really like the aesthetic, like the visual style of it, because it is a very pretty game. I don't remember how I came across it. I do a lot of browsing. I browse a lot of games related to games that I'm already looking at. I browse a lot of sales. I browse lots of stuff, man. So anyways, I did end up playing this game last night, the demo, and I do plan to buy it. I don't know when. It's in my cart, but I'm money man. Anyways, but I do plan to get it eventually at some point. Played the demo last night for around an hour-ish and thought it was freaking awesome. Very fun. It looks like one of the things that I thought when I first saw it was probably going to be too easy, and it was in the very first race. The very first race, I got a gold right away. Only bronze after that, and what's available in the demo. I can't get past the bronze. I'm gonna lower my mic a little bit. I could if I perfected them, right? Like if I kept retrying those, but that's what it would take. It would take some perfection of to get the golds on those. So I thought it was funny because my first impression when I first did the first race was like, it's too easy. I really like it. It's a lot of fun, but it's too easy. And then the next like 5 races, I couldn't get past a bronze. So I was like, all right, that's cool. So one of the things that I thought was interesting about it is immediately noticeable is the gameplay, and I'm playing on keyboard, and it plays fine on keyboard. It reminds me of like older games, like really old games, where it's the game mechanics are very simple. You don't actually have, especially on keyboard, which makes sense, but I don't have much like sensitivity in the movement of the vehicle. It might be better on the controller. It depends, right? Like it might just be the style of the game engine or whatever, but you might have more sensitivity with your analog stick, right? But basically, it just reminds me of a lot of games I'd played just like it, the older racing games where you lightly tap left or right to kind of just move over a little bit, and then you just sit there, right? So you don't want to like constantly be controlling left or right. And then the turns are really tough, especially on keyboard, because of the current way that it's set up. Is the keybinds are great. They're all normal except for the handbrake. The handbrake is the B key, and I was like, all right. So there's currently no keybind controls or keybind remapping. There's no keybind remaps. So the keybinds are mostly fine. It's WASD for movement, and then I forget what else, but camera button is C. So the handbrake being B is not cool. Not a fan. I actually started using my other hand just to press the B key because I'm like, whatever. This isn't natural with the left hand while driving and stuff. I mean, I could do it, but it's not right, you know. But anyway, so I had actually posted asking if they could either switch it to the spacebar or add an option to remap keys. What I thought was interesting about that is as far as game options, everything else is pretty solid. Like the audio options, the graphics options, and this is for a game that's not like super advanced, right? It's impressive. I'm really impressed with what they've done with this game just by the demo alone. That's why I do plan to buy it. It's freaking cool. It's cool and fun. But anyways, so they have some decent graphics options. They've got a lot of normal options that I wouldn't find in a lot of these games. Like a lot of games like this have no options at all, especially like usually when they're indie. But even the big titles or double A, even they have like terrible options and stuff, and don't even have keybind remaps and stuff like that. Don't even use the mouse at all. It's like, what the heck, man. But no, that's why I'm especially impressed with this. Obviously a lot of work went into it, a lot of thought went into it. Like they kind of get the idea, they know what they're doing. Yeah, so cool options and stuff. So I thought it was interesting that there were no keybind options. Because either way, even if like the keybind controls are by default the basic PC keybinds, there are still people out there that actually prefer to use the arrow keys. I don't know why. I've just seen it in forum posts randomly in different games, as there are players out there that use the arrow keys for like movement and stuff. And I saw that and I was like, what? So anyways, it's just always a good thing to have keybind remapping options. That's all. It's just nice to have. So the two camera angles are nice, and it's very basic. You zoom in a little bit and then like zoom out a little bit. It's just the two little options, but they both work well. I prefer the zoom in one. Normally, I would prefer the zoom out one just to have more view of the track and stuff. But because the so far in my experience playing the demo, even the user created maps was mostly better zoomed in a little bit. It's not even like super zoom in. It's just in comparison between the two camera angles. One is a little more zoomed out, and I just prefer the zoom in one. Anyways, so my first thought too, I was mentioning that the game mechanics are really simple as far as the driving. If you've been playing a lot of games and even like racing games, you'll notice right away the controls are super simplistic. You'll just notice it, and you might even recognize the feeling of like older games if you're as old as I am. But what makes up for the simplicity of game mechanics is the challenge of the tracks. It's pretty cool. It's pretty neat. So it's fun and challenging, and I do like the way that the game controls. Somebody I had seen a post on the forum. Somebody was saying it's a little floaty, and I know what they mean by that, but I like the way that it is. It's just getting used to it, and like it's a different game style. As some games play differently than others. It's kind of like the difference. It's not exactly the same, but for example, it's like the difference between like a racing sim and a racing arcade game. Much different vibes, much different feeling, even with the controls, the drifting, all that stuff is different. The way that everything plays out is different. The difference between racing sim and racing arcade game is much different. So that's what it's like here. It's just a different style of driving and stuff. But the challenge is there. It's pretty neat. The tracks are cool. I love the fact there's a map editor, there's a track editor. They have, from what I saw, I didn't go into it, but from what I've seen in the trailer and stuff, is that you can use the assets that are in the game, right? And you can build everything. It looks freaking awesome. Looks like there's some really good options to create your own like real world and a track, a track around a world and stuff. It seems really neat. Let's see. Different game modes. There's regular racing. There's a drive safe where you don't want to damage your car as you're going as quickly as you can. So it's similar to the race. The race is just pure race. It doesn't matter if you damage your car. And then there's the one that you don't want to damage your car. You'll actually fail the race. There's a taxi driver game mode, like crazy taxi style kind of a thing. There's a racing where you dodge traffic. There's just massive amounts of traffic and you just have to drive around it and through it and stuff. It's pretty neat. There's a really cool replay feature where you can watch a replay after you've completed the race and watch a replay. You can also, from what I can tell, is you can watch a replay of the first person on the leaderboards. Maybe you can watch replays of all of them. I noticed, I think you could do it for first play. I can't remember exactly. But replay is pretty cool, and leaderboards, pretty neat. It is an indie game. It only has 2 reviews at the moment. Has a few created maps, tracks, like several, I think like 6 or 7 tracks that are created by normal users. I think maybe there's a couple that were created by the devs as well, but I'm not 100% sure on that. I played a few of the created tracks besides the main like campaign challenge tracks. So it's just a lot of fun, and I wanted to share it and let you know that it's out. It came out at early access. It's I think it's $8. It's a pretty cheap game. Let me see real quick. It's $10 normal price. It's currently has a launch sale for $7.50. Anyways, check it out if you're interested in these types of things. I loved it, man. I thought it was cool. I really do hope it somehow sees as some kind of success, even if it's small. Like even 1,000 players, I think would be cool for them. It's a neat game, man. I love this visual style. I think it's really cool. And if people were to build tracks, it reminds me of Mind's Eye in a sense, right? Any game where it has an editor, right? But especially because it's a game I like. But it'd be cool to see a lot of different creations for this game, because it's really neat. I love the style. I love the gameplay. And I could already tell that it can be challenging, even though it feels simplistic and looks simplistic too, right? Like it looks like a simple, like it looks kind of like a mobile game, like a basic little thing, right? Just it's not it's impressive in the beauty of it. Like I do think it's a beautiful game, and I am impressed by what they've done with the artist, like the aesthetics and stuff, but it's not like Uncharted or God of War, Horizon Zero Dawn. Like, you know what I mean, right? Like, it's not super high tech and all that, but it is beautiful. So it's pretty cool. I am very impressed with the demo, and I will pick this up. I will talk to you later. Bye bye.